Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Am I coming through okay? Yep, it looks like I am. Let me get the game launched. Well, I hope you're all keeping warm. It is so cold. Oh, come on, pull up. Oh, spooky organ music. All right. For Mother Matron. I need to turn... Oh. Specific window. 1 second. Where the heck is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. I also need to double check to make sure this game is mature. It deals with some pretty heavy themes. So I need to make sure my 18 plus warning is up. Haha, this is not for everybody. How do I change that? Oh no. I don't seem to be able to change the actual audience tag. I sure hope that doesn't get me... Oh, content classification. It's down there. I haven't really played a hardcore game since, it's a mature... Games are rated mature and... Why won't you let me pick it? You know, we're just gonna do violent graphic depictions. I'm pretty sure that's one of them. Okay. I think we're good. Alright, let me just shut the door and we're good to go. Oh my god, what a day. It's been so crazy. Oh, and now the baby's crying for me. Patches, you've already had snacks. You don't need more. Well, let's get into it. Settings really quick, though. Can I look at those? That'll work. That's fine. Music, just take it down just a little. Hello? Oh, that's not good. It's not quite on the marker. That's a little weird. Okay. So let's finally get into Mother Matron. This game contains graphic content that is not suitable for children or those that are easily disturbed. Player discretion is advised. Consult the content warning text file in the game directory if you would like a detailed overview of the potentially sensitive content. I tried to mark this as mature content, by the way. For whatever reason, Edit Stream Info won't let me do it. The Mother Matron loves you and considers your health incredibly important. Hi, Skunky! The pessimist credo, or one of them, is that non-existence never hurt anyone, and existence hurts everyone. Thomas Ligotti. The conspiracy against the human race, a contrivance of horror. My consciousness swirls in an inky black river of nothing. It feels familiar. I've been here before. And every time I'm here, I always think it's going to last forever. And yet... Wakefulness. Somehow my consciousness stirs. Where am I? I feel so strange. Deeply numb and lost. Almost... I rack my brain, trying to make sense of things. Questions that should have been obvious answers. None come to me. Questions such as, where am I? Who am I? What has happened to me? What do I know? I know I exist. I know I breathe. I know this room is disgustingly warm despite its cold, cold walls. I know that horrible wet sound is driving me mad. I know red blood flows through my veins. I know my heart pumps that blood beat by beat. I know the inside of my stomach bubbles and burns with acid. I know my bladder feels like it's about to burst, filled with urine. I know my intestines pipe shit through over a meter of contracting meat tubes coiled in my belly. What do you think of that, Patches? But not much else. I don't remember what distinguishes me from any other sack of meat. I rack my brain. I reach back as far as my mental arm can reach, underneath the old shelf full of baggage that writhes unpleasantly and glares at me, despite having no eyes that I can perceive. Oops, excuse me 1 second. My camera's in the way. The weight of the shelf is crushing my arm. The act of recalling is, in itself, painful. It would be easier just to leave it all there, in the dark where it might be forgotten forever. Just like most of the people that were sent down there into those hopeless tunnels. To the place I lost myself, and everything. But no, I won't forget. I have to remember, or no one else will. I reach back further. The weight of a sharp corner starts to scrape layers of skin as I reach further in. Finally, my mental hand clasps around something, a small and soft object that compresses under my fingers. I pull my arm out from under the shelf. The sharp corner gouges my arm open. A crimson river runs rapid and splashes onto the floor. Except, how? My arm never moved. I'm not even bleeding. I felt it, though. I felt my skin shredding. I heard the sound, and I can still even feel the object between my fingertips. Sin! Thank you for smacking me in the face. I appreciate it. How are you doing, buddy? We're playing for Mother Matron. And then after this, we're going to play some Minecraft. We'll probably do about an hour of this. What am I holding? Why, it was just what I was looking for. It's a memory. It's small and it hovers like faint smoke in the air, but it's a start. A pathway to more. Working on your Minecraft house? I can't wait to see it. Yes, I'm starting to remember now. Lizzie. That's it. That's my name. My name is Lizzie. It's nice to meet you. That's only a start for the breadcrumb trail, though. I have to follow it. It's easier to live through a memory when you can share it with someone. You'll listen, won't you? You'll help me retrace my steps? Good. Good. Oh, but where to begin? Where should the dark fade? Where should I...
Wake up!
Ooh, voice acting. Huh?
Finally. Jeez. You were out cold, Liz.
What? I was covered in sweat, my eyes darting around like flies to figure out my surroundings. I was in the hangover of a deep dream that clung to me like glue. In front of me was a blurry shape of a person. A boy? Young man? A male, at least. He's staring at me with concern and frustration. Where am I? Who are you? He frowns at me.
You really were out there to the world, huh? You're at the workshop, Lizzie. In Pack Rat, where you work. And I'm technically your boss, though I like to think we're all on the same team here. My name is Fred.
You think Fred's a young man, Lizzie? Sweetheart, how early did he start smoking?
Starting to ring any bells yet?
Oh, right. Right, what do I do? Looking at him now, Fred gives me the impression of a chubby bear. His face almost has a snout. His nose twitches back and forth when he's not talking. Maybe it's dust irritating his nostrils? He pinches the bridge of his nose and closes his eyes.
Please tell me you're kidding.
I suppose even with no memory, it's not that hard to deduce. There are sewing machines throughout the room, and I'm seated at one. Clearly, I sew. I think I may even have sewn the sweater I'm wearing. I must be good at it, too. It's soft and comfy. Then again, I can see little scars speckled on my fingers. Were they scars of experience or scars of clumsiness? Let's say it was the former. I let out a chuckle and smile. Yeah, I am. How'd you going there, huh? In truth, I was only half kidding, but I assumed/hope I'd start remembering the other parts once I woke up more. Fred didn't find the joke quite as funny.
You people sometimes. Tell you what, Lizzie. You're clearly running low on steam. I really shouldn't do this, but you need the rest. The Mother Matron won't appreciate your slacking. Perhaps you can make it up in the coming weeks. Go home, get some sleep. Maybe stop by Spruce's clinic too. Get a checkup. You have 2 days off, max.
Okay, I'll go home. Except, where was home? Wake up, me. I sat there for a moment, trying to remember where to go. Phone went off, sorry. Oh, meat.
Lizzie! Go!
Yes, sir. Warily, I stumbled out of the workshop. I feel exhausted to my bones, aches and throbbing pain deeply seated in my flesh. There is a dreamlike haze resting on the world around me. It feels unfamiliar. Clearly, this is a place I should know. This is apparently where I work. And yet, I have no idea where I am. I rack my brain and pat my pockets hoping to find a clue. Fortunately for me, there is one. A small notebook. I open it and thumb through. Bits and pieces are starting to come back to me as my eyes scan the scattered diary entries, notes, and doodles. I finally find the most helpful page. My house, we're by the shipyard. Okay, hold on. Matron's Plaza Tower. No buy. Friend shed stay away. Forgot. Spruce. Shipyard is where we live. Pack Rat. Okay, we're one area over. Market, Junks, and Bricktown. And the boarding. Okay. The boss was correct. I was in Pack Rat right now. Named so because of how the density filled the area. I'm so sorry. Named so because of how densely filled the area is. Every building here is some kind of workshop or storage zone. Some places here are packed so full that you can barely walk around them, though fortunately the place I worked was roomier. More broadly speaking, I'm in the boarding. The town, city, I call home. A secluded place enclosed in a makeshift wall, made from whatever was available. Scrap, metal, old furniture, repurposed rubble. Outside the walls is an endless miasma of fog that obscures things. No one really seen what's out there, and anyone that's attempted to explore the mists has never returned. If I had to describe this place, I'd say it's like a half-empty glass, filled with dirty water. The glass is fragile, too. Does that make sense? Well, it does to me, anyway. Hi, Uni. More importantly than metaphors, though, I know where home is now, and I could feel it deep in my bones that I needed to sleep. Though the details on the map leave something to be desired. Thanks, past me. I'll figure it out. My memory is just hazy from being so tired. And so, I pick a direction and start walking. The winding streets don't make much sense to me, but I follow them all the same. I am alone, but muffled voices keep me company. Sometimes muffled sobs, too. I try not to focus much on them. I think I used to in the past, but my heart couldn't take it. Nothing I could do, even if I want to, anyways. Everyone's got to do something for the collective. Everyone's got their jobs, as I have mine. Whatever the Mother Matron needs of us. My shoes are old and worn, only offering a meek defense against the hard asphalt streets. They fit well, though, and the ground is dry today. They get the job done. They're like everyone here, in a lot of ways. Doesn't matter how weathered you are. The fact you're still together means something in you is strong enough to keep you together. May your spirit grow like the calluses on working hands or on the soles of your feet, so the Mother Matron says. In other words, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You grow through adversity, and by the end of everything, you're the best person you can be. Gives all the hard parts of your life a kind of silver lining, or at least that's what I take from it. Squeak! My thoughts are interrupted by a lump beneath my shoe and the panicked yelp of a small rodent. I lift my foot and the thing scurries back onto the grate beneath my feet. That is a lot of rats. That is all rats. There below the street in a tunnel, full of thousands upon thousands of rats scurrying for dear life through endless canals. I doubt the poor things even know where they're going. The one I stepped on somehow managed to climb its way out of the grating, only for my clumsiness to scare it back where it came. I kind of felt awful inside for that. Throughout the boarding is a network of tunnels designed to funnel the endless swarm of rats underneath our feet. No one knows where the little critters all come from, but they flow like water beneath the street. Thousands upon thousands of friends compacted against each other, covered in filth and God knows what else. Waste matter clumped in their fur. Dirty friends that need a bath. Our primary source of protein. Oh, never mind. We're eating them. We're eating our friends. Some kids have to fish for rats, sorting through ones that are too sick and diseased to eat and ones healthy enough for consumption. The yield is never particularly high, and the rats never particularly taste good unless you know how to prepare them. The one I stepped on had to be rather spry, the poor thing. I could only hope maybe my unintentional intervention gave it more time before some kid impaled it on a stick and roasted it. Blech. I don't want to think about this anymore. I decide to keep walking to Spruce's clinic. Oh, is this from the same creator as, Cooking Companions? Or maybe they just know each other. I don't know. Hello? Spruce? You here?
Yes, I'll be right there. Stitching someone up back here. Please, take a seat.
I sit down on a stiff chair with minimal padding. It makes my tailbone ache, but I'll endure it. Spruce is known as the resident healer of the boarding. She taught herself by reading pharmacological and medical books she found in the library, as well as through experimentation. This isn't to say there aren't others that try their hand at medicine, but to put it simply, none of them are as good as Spruce. If she can't fix you up, you're out of luck. She walks into the room.
Ah, Lizzie. Been a while. Those are some dark bags under your eyes. Working long hours? Not sleeping lately?
Guess not. I passed out at work today. Fred told me I should see you. She rolls her eyes and gives a fake laugh.
Ah, of course he would. You have to be sick. Can't be his fault at all, right? Jerkwad. Let's give you a checkup anyways. Follow me to the exam room.
A small joke, as the exam room is just across from where I'm sitting. She gestures for me to sit on one of the beds, and after doing so, she does her usual routine. Checks my blood pressure, pulse, shines a light down my ears, nose, and mouth, lightly strikes a mallet on my knees. I look around the room, noticing that it's gone under some renovation since I last visited. I'm amazed you found the time to decorate the place. It's looking good.
Oh, thanks. I squeeze in a little here and there. Usually when I have to watch someone close while they sleep.
That's a creepy way of putting it.
Oh, you know what I mean. Folks in recovery. At least a few people that experience seizures. Stuff like that. Anyways, I'm proud of how it's looking. Genuinely can't believe I found that poster in such nice condition. I'm happy with how the Phoenix has turned out too.
I look towards the bony fellow at the side of the room. What about him? Is that real skeleton? Spruce checks my heartbeats and lungs with a stethoscope.
No, it's plastic. A patient that scabs and junks a lot gave to me as a thank you. Trust me, if I wanted to get a real skeleton, I wouldn't have to look very hard.
You probably wouldn't, Spruce. Seems like people are dying quite frequently here.
Really wish I had a skull, though.
She nods and puts down the stethoscope.
Everything seems good from what I can see. But that's just what I can see. Tell me how you're doing. Anything odd lately? Odd sensations, pain, nausea, shortness of breath, stuff like that?
I'm a little sore, but I think that's just from overworking. Oh, excuse me. Maybe bad posture and being tired. I've also been seeing things.
What kind of things?
Sometimes I'll be standing there and the world suddenly shifts. Like, right before my eyes, it turns into something horrible. Horrible sounds, flesh growing where it shouldn't be, things that aren't really there. My heart suddenly starts beating really fast and I freeze, terrified. And just like that, the world's back to normal, and I'm panicking over nothing. My dreams are really strange, too. You don't believe me, do you? She shakes her head. Wasn't what she meant.
I actually do believe you. Just thinking. Wish I could say this is the first time I've heard something like that,
But?
well, some of the mumblers I'm taking care of now said stuff like that. Before they turned.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. Can I trust you to keep a secret? I'm only telling you because I think it's important you know.
You can trust me. Sure.
Contrary to what people think, the Crepuscule isn't the only place where mumblers are made. Not anymore, at least.
You're kidding.
Not in the slightest. Granted, people have broken down before around the boarding. We know that. Lots of our neighbor brothers and sisters struggle with feelings of anxiety and depression. But this is different. Mumblerism, or whatever you want to call it, is a much more rare and severe thing. It's like a complete detachment from reality. People stuck in a looping nightmare that never ends. And all they can do about it is ramble.
That's... Oh, Mother, help us. It's happening around here now? Why haven't I heard about this?
As I said, it's really rare. I only have a few cases out of all the people I treat. And if the AC gang's been dealing with any, they sure aren't sharing. I'm trying to keep it under wraps, as I haven't gotten to study enough people to get a grasp of the emerging symptoms or causes. And I don't want people to panic. Mumblers already don't get the best treatment by most people. Imagine how people would be if they jumped to the conclusion that they're contagious.
Ah, I can see what you mean. Yeah, Spruce has got a good head on her shoulders.
To be clear, I don't want you to jump to the conclusion that that's happening to you. You might simply be having sleep deprivation-induced hallucinations. Or maybe some gas from junks is making the air a little funny. Hell, maybe this shit here...
She stops herself for my sake.
I mean, shipyard is just more ranked than usual. I thought it important to warn you, though. For now, I'll give you some medicine that should help with the anxiety. Stop back for regular checkups, and we can keep an eye on it. See how it develops.
What's going to be in it?
It's a mixture of lavender, valerian, lemon balm, St. John's wort, and some other stuff that makes it taste good. My latest and so far most effective concoction. Or so my patients tell me.
Thanks, Spruce.
Anything else worrying you today?
No, I think that's it. Fred gave me some days off to go sleep, so I'll go do that once I leave.
Alright, that's good. I don't see anything else abnormal with you, so I think we're done. Oh, I'll give you some tea that you can drink that can help you fall asleep if you have trouble, just in case. While I go get stuff together for you, can you run that bucket of food over there to the shack out back?
The Mumbler Shack?
Yeah. It's about lunchtime, and they need to eat. Would you mind?
No, not at all.
Great, thanks. There's keys hanging up by the door.
I grab the bucket, which is full of some carefully assembled sandwiches wrapped in paper and bottles of water. I exit through the back door, which leads to a small yard with a small, roughly shed-sized building, maybe slightly larger than that. I never liked coming back here, as ashamed as I am to say it. It's always good to help the mumblers, but... I mean, I can hear them from here. It's very unsettling. Just endless word salad. If you try to parse what they're saying, you'd get these horrible vignettes of misery that you'd wish you could unhear. I can't help it, though, and I shouldn't feel threatened. Even if I find it uncomfortable, mumblers are just harmless. I repeat that to myself as I unlock the shed door and enter. Inside is somewhat cramped, but generally well-kept bunk room. Some bodies are sleeping, others are sitting upright on their bed or standing near the corners. None of them notice me. They're lost in their own nightmare loops. Gosh, poor things. I really wish I knew how to help them. These people deserve better. Most of them were hand-selected by the Mother Matron to brave the horrors of the oh, she just said it. Crepuscule. A labyrinth of darkness that lies beneath our home, full of terrors that are kept at bay by a locked tunnel. No one really knows why the Mother Matron sends people down there, or what they end up finding, but you can see the effect it has, at least on the ones that made it back home alive. I shudder to consider what could have happened to the poor souls that didn't return. I can only hope that they passed on peacefully, and whatever ended them was swift and painless. I ponder almost if the end would be preferable to what the mumblers go through now. They're alive, but can you call this living? And these ones here in Spruce's care are the lucky ones. Many don't get the help they need. Some are hurt, bullied, killed, at least once. People call them wastes of space, drains on our ever-dwindling resources, mouths to feed that can't contribute anything meaningful, or so people say. But they're people. They didn't choose this, to be so broken. They need help. They need love. I would want people to take care of me if I ended up like this. I don't know. Maybe that line of thinking will lead us to starve to death someday. Would my morality hold up when my body is dying from weeks of no food? Can I eat the concept of doing the right thing? I would like to think, though, that it's preferable to die because of the good things you did rather than survive because you gave up your humanity and compassion. At least right now, I feel like that's the choice I would make. Anyways, I've been kind of standing here holding a bucket of sandwiches and water for a while I'm lost in thought. My arm is shouting at me to give it a break. I've dropped the bucket in the middle of the room. Do they, come get the sandwiches and water themselves? Does Spruce feed it to them later? A question I will seek an answer to another day. I leave gently, closing the door behind me. I get my medicine from Spruce on the way out of the shed and head home. Feeling my body already starting to power down, I walk through the door to my house, ready to throw myself on the mattress before something catches my eye and freezes me in my step. Resting on top of my bed was a paper envelope with a red wax seal, emblazoned with the matron's symbol. My heart sank to the deep... Whoa, wow, words. Where did I go? 1 second. I notice I'm in front of the text, actually. There we go. My heart sank to the bottom of a deep, dark canyon inside me, and bile began to bubble and churn violently in my stomach. I reached to pick up the envelope, hoping that this was an illusion, a trick of the light. It wasn't. It was real. As real as it can be. The letters with the red wax seal were a legend amongst kids in the boarding. They say it's the worst, most horrible piece of paper you could ever own in your entire life. I undid the seal and removed the letter inside. I unfolded it. My eyes darted back and forth, scanning the page. It read as follows. My dear child,
Oh, my dear child, the very thought of you warms me so. Seeing you and your siblings grow through the years is always my special delight. I give so much of myself every day to ensure you all remain safe and secure inside these walls. Alas, I cannot do everything on my own. Every so often, I must rely on my children's support to do what must be done for the collective good, even if it means sending my darlings into the jaws of danger. This letter is to inform you that you have been personally selected to become a surveyor. This is a title of great honor, bestowed upon those that will brave the depths of the crepuscule.
The crepuscule?
Mother Matron's pride, as well as the continued survival of the boarding.
No, whoa.
You will be paired with 2 boys named Pucks and Rich. As soon as you receive this letter, you are to meet with them, make preparations for your journey below, and visit me at my dwelling in Mother's Tower. Attempts to shirk your duty will be met with severe punishment. I will see you soon, my dear, with all the love in the world. Your Mother Matron.
Whoa, Lizzie. I stare at the letter. My legs begin to wobble. My hands start to tremor. The letter floats to the ground, like the way they describe leaves in books. I start breathing fast and hard. My entire body quakes. My eyes roll to the back of my skull as I pass out and collapse to the floor. Ah, I'm back here. Did I die? Was that everything? Was that the end of my memories? Kind of abrupt, to be honest. Oh, help.
Did you ever hear the story about the girl in the sweater?
Excuse me, Flesh Lizzie. I was reading.
It's still being written. A year it gets downright crazy. I'm so excited.
What is this thing?
What am I? What are you? What is anything?
The creature can hear my thoughts?
Everything and anything were nothing once. Then they became something. I think things would have been better if they stayed as nothing. The disease called existing is widespread and cancerous. Extremely virulent. It infected everything that was nothing and forced it to deal with the pain of being.
Ugh, tell me about it, sister.
Forcing things that exist to be happy that they exist. Manipulative. Terrible. But enough about things.
Pardon my language, but what the fuck is this thing talking about? And why does it kind of look like me? Ignoring my confusion, the creature steps around me and outside of my vision. It fiddles with something behind me. The slurping sound grows faster. This world fades again. Are we being milked? Like, what the fuck is going on? I awake again, deeply confused but awake. I sit there on the ground, frozen for a while, before reality hits me again. I stare at the painting on my wall. The Mother Matron. Out of every person here that could have ever been selected, she ends up picking me. My mind is back to the mumblers in Spruce's clinic. Them and the endless droning madness that's consumed everything about them. Entire people with dreams and personalities erased by trauma. Why? Why me? I think back to how I was supposed to work in a few days. How I was supposed to visit Spruce again to make sure I was better. To keep living longer. No matter what I wanted to do, the decision was made for me. Mother needed me. I was not the kind of person that wanted to find out what happened when Mother's disappointed. But where to begin? Ooh, just knocked my thing nearly over. After some thinking, I decide a good place to start would be asking my neighbor sisters. They're a pair of twins named Janine and Katie. I'd like to think we're pretty good friends, and I was glad to have them as my neighbors. I approached their front stoop. Katie was reading from a book with a faded cover while her sister painted her nails with jet black nail polish.
Hey, Katie! Hey, Janine!
Oh, we have a voice!
Hey, Lizzie.
Hey, Lizzie.
You seem chipper. I thought you'd be more gloomy. What do you mean?
Did you see my mail?
Oh, well, I saw the poster come by and drop something off at your place. They don't come by that often.
Surprise, the mailboy doesn't want to visit the shit zone.
Oh, I didn't explain that, did I? Well, you saw the map that my home is called the Shipyard, right? It's not actually called that. See, it's actually named after the fact that this area is where the majority of the sewage and waste is discarded. I'm sure you can guess what the actual name is knowing that. Cursing makes me feel bad, though, so I call it the Shipyard instead. Oh my god, we're gonna get all manner of diseases. You absolutely cannot evade the smell here. It's awful. Sticks to everything like a film. I've gotten mostly nose blind to it at this point, fortunately, though sometimes I still have to break out the perfume.
Is it one of those letters? Yeah. Red seal. Oh no. No!
Ouch, hope you don't die, or lose your mind.
Thanks, Janine. Appreciate the empathy.
Janine!
What? Just being real. It was nice knowing you.
Don't be so insensitive.
It's okay. I'm still processing things, but I'm holding it together. I still have things to do before I go.
Damn, what's my job now? I thought I was supposed to read all the lines, but Lizzie just came in here.
Anything we can help with?
You know a way out of the town? I'm not too keen on dying beneath the city. Oh, what the fuck? Hello? Any advice? Do you know anything about the crepuscule? What's Mother Matron like? Know where I can find Pucks and Rich? Are these only... Do I only get one option?
Lucky you. I had a phase where I read nothing but books about surveyors. Just in case I ever got picked, you know?
Oh, thank God.
The Mother Matron wrote some books on them that you can find at the library. If you know where to look, there's also unauthorized books about them that were put together by people who knew the surveyors before they left.
Oh.
I wish I had time to go read them.
Honestly, they're kind of dry and sad. Probably better to get the highlights from someone else. Best advice I can give you, preparation is key. Try to be ready for everything and anything. Also bring something sharp. If that helps.
Well, that was obvious. Bring something sharp. Are they not sending me in with supplies? You think that at the very least she could do that for me, considering my only two outcomes are probably going insane or dying down there. She could at the very least give me a knife. Damn, Mother Matron. Why you gotta be so stingy?
Okay. Thanks.
Do I get any other questions? Okay, do you know anything about the crepuscule?
Sorry. I don't think I know much more than you, I'm afraid.
Come on, Janine.
Yeah, the books never really went into what's down there.
Damn it, Janine.
Mother Matron never really talks about it other than how dangerous it is. And there's not any first-hand accounts of it to go off of.
No.
The most anyone seems to know is that it's like an endless series of tunnels with dangerous creatures inside. Some people say the crepuscule is constantly shifting and warping, almost as if it's alive.
Like a meat tunnel, maybe? Like maybe a meat tunnel?
But that's just a rumor. Again, no first-hand accounts.
Oh my god. What's the Mother Matron like?
I thought you were a fan of hers.
Yeah, but as a fan, tell me what you think. A fair point. I guess it's odd for someone that has a framed painting of a person to not know much about them.
I mean, I look up to her and read the scriptures like most everyone else, but it's
different than meeting her in person.
She nods understandingly, then shrugs.
Fair enough. Unfortunately, I've never met her, so I wouldn't know.
Katie shrugs with an apologetic expression. She also has never met her. What are you reading, Katie? I can't help my curiosity. I don't know how relevant it will be to me, but I want to know. I try and peer over her shoulder to read the book along with her, but the position is awkward and Katie can't help but notice. Katie looks up at me, smiles, and says, and shrugs as if to say, "It's nothing that interesting, but go ahead." She hands me the book, keeping her hand on the page she was on. I grab it, holding it in the same spot so she wouldn't lose her place. The cover is nondescript, save for some initials on the spine. It might have had a dust jacket or something before that bore the title, but that's long gone, I'm sure. I have a hard time following it. Lots of names I don't recognize. Let's see if we can... Oh, some of these look fairly Greek. A Nyx bore hateful Moros and Thanatos, and she bore yeah, this is totally Greek. And again, bore the goddess of night. Nyx, though a virgin, bore Momos and Hesperides to guard the rich golden apple trees. So named Clotho. I don't know if this is a real book or anything. Something about the name Nyx and people or creatures, hard to tell without context. They gave birth to, and then people that those children gave birth to. Maybe some kind of fantasy novel or something? Doubt it had much relevance to my situation. Or if it does, I'm sure I can't see it. I smile and hand the book back to Katie. Do you know where I can find... You guys can have my stuff when I leave.
Sweet, dibs on the bed.
Janine!
Lighten up, I'm kidding. Kind of.
I'm probably not making it out of here alive.
Would dying really be the worst thing that could happen to you?
Oh my god, what is with you today?
Oh, like you and I haven't had this exact conversation before. Everyone else wants to make happy. Like the toilet bowl they live in doesn't stink of shit. Doesn't everything about this place make you feel like closing your eyes forever sometimes?
Janine, what are you even saying? That we'd all be better off dead?
Well, no.
Kinda. Not like I'm rushing to the noose or anything, but I feel like it would be a relief.
It seems like a really sad way to look at life. Life can be hard, but there's always bright spots worth seeing. People to love. Happy moments that stay with you forever.
Yeah, Janine, fuck it. We live. Katie doesn't see it, but Janine gives a... I don't want to say it, but jerking off motion while she rolls her
I can't
eyes.
say she doesn't have a point, though. I mean, I know where things are heading. Maybe it's better I make peace with it. Don't talk like that, Lizzie. You're going to come back. I know you will. Katie, you know that no one has... It doesn't matter. You'll be the first. You'll make it back in one piece. Even if you don't believe it, I do. I believe in you, Lizzie. Katie...
For what it's worth, if anyone was to ever make it back, I think it would be someone like you.
Aww.
Still got dibs on the bed, though.
Do you guys know where I can find Pucks and or Rich?
Nope. Can't say I know them. Katie?
Me neither, sorry. Maybe you should ask around the market? I'm sure someone there would know. Maybe try Meaty Marissa.
Meaty
She's
Marissa?
a little... odd. But you'd be surprised what kind of information she can dig up.
Okay, I trust a woman named Meaty Marissa.
Don't recommend trying her cuts, though. Unless you've got a barf bag.
Why is she called Meaty Marissa?
Because she sells weird meat.
How weird can it possibly be, Janine? We eat rats. Actually, though, rats are eaten in a lot of places. But we're eating shit rats. We're not eating good rats. We're eating bad rats.
Do it for some reason. What more do you need in a name?
Okay, I think that's everything.
All right. Thank you guys for your help. I I should get going.
There's a lump in my throat. I swallow and talk through it.
It was really nice knowing you guys.
Suddenly, Katie embraces me tightly. After a moment, she looks at me with twinkling, moist eyes.
Lizzie, you better come back. I'll never forgive you if you don't.
She holds me for a moment longer, burying her face in my chest. Before she can stain it with tears, she pulls back. I can't think of the right words to say, so I simply smile at her and say thank you. Janine simply gives me a gentle wave. It's subtle, but I know that's something she rarely does for people.
Take care, Lizzie. We'll be rooting for you.
Alright, hey, the marketplace. I hope I have enough in my life savings to buy supplies. The atmosphere was chaotic as people rushed in and out to buy food or other supplies with their allowance. Oh, we get an allowance. I felt my senses bombarded by the endless chatter and the myriad of smells, many of which were quite unpleasant. And I lived near a sewer. Through the crowd, I slipped to what I hoped was the west side of the market. I tried to keep my eyes above the crowd to find the mysterious, meaty Marissa character. I found her quickly. Or rather, I heard her.
Fresh meat! Fresh meat! Come and get your fresh meat! Come one, come all. Tired of rat head cheese? Absolutely sick of fly patties? Come try the most unique cuts of meat you can find in the boarding. Flavor beyond comprehension.
Is it human? Is it Soylent Green? Then she finds me, her eyes locking on me like a hawk.
You there, the beautiful lady with the sweater. Come, try Meanie Marissa's signature cuts.
Name pending. I like her already. Against my better judgment, I step towards the stand. I'm pretty sure I found her, but ask anyway for confirmation. So, you're meeting Marissa? I've been looking for you.
Ah, I see my reputation precedes me. Another eager customer looking for the most scrumptious, sumptuous, munchous meat. You won't be disappointed.
Oh, hello. Game, I needed that. Also, I don't think that's human. Does the mysterious meat wall that keeps appearing in my dreams exist? Has Meaty Marissa been harvesting it? Before I say anything, the strange girl dangles a big fat slab of meat in front of my face. I don't even know what cut that is. I don't even know where it begins and ends, and...
Feast your eyes before you feast. Literally. Once you get a glimpse of my cups, you won't stop drooling. Don't worry, I provide for your napkins.
Looks like it has a skin issue. The strange slab of flesh in front of my eyes has some kind of marbling and grayness to it that's downright repulsive to the core. My stomach immediately twists itself into knots. What kind of meat is that?
I told you, it's the tastiest and most unique meat in the market.
You stealing meat from my dreams, Meaty Marissa? That doesn't explain anything. No, I mean, like, where is it from?
From my supply, of course. You think I resell other people's cuts? Ha! The nerve.
No, what I mean is, that doesn't look like rat meat or any other kind of meat I've seen, come to think of it. It looks strange. She puts a finger to her lips and lets out a shh.
Trade secret for investors only.
Okay, well, what do you need me to invest? I have a wad of gum and a bottle cap.
You know what isn't a secret, though? How delicious it is! Read the reviews.
Do you have it? She thrusts a long piece of paper in front of my face. Apparently, it's full of real reviews by her customers, written by hand in a messy script. Unique. Tastes like nothing else. Not the worst I've had. I would describe it as edible. A journey into Flavortown. Guy Fieri! He made it, guys! He survived the apocalypse! Fuck yeah, brother! A journey into Flavortown. A must taste. Eat it right now if you can. She withdraws the review scroll.
Come on, it's only 30 Jirok. Savor the flavor. Doesn't it look succulent, mouth-watering? Doesn't it get that stomach grumbling?
I don't know who voiced Meaty Marissa, but I love them. Huh, she sure is insistent. I asked myself morbidly, should I buy it? From here on, you may encounter situations where you have a limited amount of time to make choices. To survive, you'll need to act fast and think carefully. How fast, game? Because you've been sending like cue cards. You've been interrupting my ability to read certain things. How fast are we talking? Because I'm not well known for being fast. Or being that coordinated. The penalty for running out of time will vary depending on the situation. Oh no. In some instances, it may be inconsequential, but others possibly not. Sometimes it may result in instant death, and in other instances, Lizzie will have to rely on her gut, and she may make choices you don't want. Be wise, alert, and cautious. Good luck, and don't forget to save your game often. Yes. I knew this was probably a mistake, but sure, I'll buy it.
Okay, I understand. Wait, you said yes? I mean, of course you did. No refunds.
Hand over the meat, Marissa. Here, then. She pocketed the money, then handed me the fat slab of her strange meat wrapped in thin parchment paper. It was already almost transparent with slime. I held the meat in my hands, realizing that I overlooked an important detail. I had nothing to put the meat in. I'd have to put it in one of my pockets. Filled with dread, I slid the parcel of meat into my pocket. I heard a disgusting squishy sound and regretted both the purchase and my very birth instantly.
Anything else I can do for you today?
Yup. Give me the deets, Marissa. Yeah, actually, I heard you might be able to help me find some people.
Here for the flesh and for the fresh information. I'm happy to oblige a happy new customer. It's on the house. What would you like to know?
I would much rather just paid for the information instead. Oh well. I'm looking for 2 boys. One is named Pucks and the other is named Rich.
Don't know a lot about Pucks. Rich, though. You're in luck. Rich is a friend of mine.
Oh, your friend's going into the death pit with me.
Well, an acquaintance. I don't know how he feels about me. I don't want to make assumptions. I like him, though. He's such a soft guy.
Well, I hope you weren't too fond of him. I can see her eyelashes flutter wistfully when she thinks about him. Suddenly she remembers that she's actively being watched by another human being.
No, I didn't mean like that. Like a friendly like. Understand?
Yeah, totally.
Anyways, he lives in one of those bunk houses near the west edge of Forgot. Careful, though. The ACs have been swarming around there lately.
ACs. That's odd. The bunkhouses are right near the border between Forgot and Nobai. Aren't they encroaching on Spruce's territory?
Some major shit went down there apparently near the friend shed. Before you get too excited. No, the beast in the shed didn't prove itself real.
What? There's a beast in the shed? The friend shed is kind of a local legend. They say there was a lonely kid that used to hang out near the shed in Nobai, which was the original location of the market district before the 3 companies moved everything. The shed was locked up tight and no one had ever been inside, and yet this lonely kid one day heard a voice coming from it. Someone alive, stuck in there and just wanted to have a friend to talk to. The lonely kid spent all of his time up there at the friend shed, playing and laughing and talking with that friend all day long. He'd get picked on for what appeared to others as him just talking to himself. Any attempt he made to prove that there was a voice in the shed ended with failure, and with the voice remaining silent with anyone else around. The kid didn't need to be believed, though. He had the friend he wanted. But then apparently the shed got unlocked. The kid went inside and was never heard from again. It's worth noting that if the shed did unlock, it was locked very soon after, and it's still boarded up tight. I'm sure the kid was real. Urban legends usually have a small nugget of truth to them, somewhere. However, I think what really happened to him was that a troop of the AC gang might have simply killed him while trying to rob him. They hid the body, and since the kid didn't have any friends, no one looked. No one tried to find where he was buried, and so his fate instead became part of the tapestry of a legend. Kind of sad in a way.
Some dudes got killed. They were an isolated patrol hanging around up there and they got killed. They don't know who was responsible, but they suspect the killer is hiding out in Fort God. Spruce gave him special permission to do searches in limited areas, so they went there.
Huh. Spruce is the unofficial mayor of Forgot, and she's backed by a peacekeeping institution that calls themselves the Four-Leaf Clovers. Given the AC's violent tendencies and selling of drugs, they don't get along. So for her to allow them to look around in Forgot is really abnormal. Something terrible must have happened if she's willing to give them inches.
Personally, I think it might be a ploy they made up so they could slyly expand their reach. But that's just my intuition.
Surprised I didn't hear anything about any of this until now.
AC's gotta project an aura of being in control if they want people to take them seriously. It makes them look bad if they can't handle some punks slicing their boys apart deep in their own backyard. They're trying to keep it under wraps until they get the guy.
Ah. I see. Anyway, back to Rich. Can you tell me where he lives?
Oh, right. Got a map? I can show you where it is.
Yeah, I got a doodle. I hand her my hand-drawn map. She furrows her brow a little, but regardless, marks the spot with an X.
As for Pups, as I said, I don't know much about him. I think he lives in Jumps. But good luck finding him. The place is big and he mostly keeps to himself, it seems. I don't know what kind of brain damage you'd have to live there, though. Maybe that's mean. Something genuinely might have fallen on his head over there. I probably shouldn't say things like that.
I understand what you mean, though. Odd to want to live in a place where garbage and junk falls from the sky. Not that I have much room to talk, I guess. Yeah, no kidding. You live literally in the sewer.
Because you live in the shit yard, right? I feel sorry for your nose. Honestly surprised you don't smell worse.
I have a smell? What? You don't have to say all... You didn't have to say all that. Anyway, I think I have what I need for now. Thank you so much for your help, Marissa.
No problem.
Alright. Can I save? Yes, I can. We're gonna save there. We're coming up on an hour, so that's where we're gonna call it for this episode of For Mother Matron.